What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the player ratings for the Empoli game. 1-1. We failed to win. Let's see what Inter will do today, but I don't think that's really... It's not going to change that we were not allowed to drop points against Empoli, because Inter will potentially drop points against a better side. So, but let's see. We're gonna go into the ratings, and actually, it's not gonna be an easy one because I waited very long to record it, and I'm probably still gonna get them wrong, but I'll give it a shot. Before we get into it, let's hit the like buttons. Let's get to 75. That should be easy. So hit that like button now. That's the goal. 75 likes. Appreciate it. And let's jump straight into the ratings. Okay. In goal, Chesney 6. I saw the argument that he potentially should have saved it. If you watch that from the camera behind this goal, no shot. Like, he had absolutely no chance. That he didn't see that ball coming. The issue is nobody closed the Empoli players down, and that was going on for a good 10-15 minutes where they had a lot of time and space around the box, and you just invited them to take a shot, and well, that one shot they took, it was good, and it went in basically. So I give him a 6 because in the first half he made a good save. But again, Empoli are a poor side. They, with 10 men, like, they had absolutely nothing besides that goal and we are making that big intervention at the end. Other than that, yeah, man, 6. Gatti, 5.5. I don't think he had a good game, and especially on the ball. I know that's not what you should be judging a defender on, but if he steps up the pitch that much, it needs to be good. I don't think he had a good game. Defensively, fine, I guess. But going forward, he lost the ball quite a few times, made the wrong decisions, and yeah, man, I don't think he had a good game. He wasn't shocking, but I don't think that was a good game. So 5.5. I give Bremer and Sandro a 6. We did concede a goal, but again, they kept them quite at bay. Like, the only chance from where we make that tackle to kind of save that 2-1. It wasn't on them, basically. It was on Cambiasso. But other than that, I just think they played their game. I think Sandro had a decent game. I wouldn't play Sandro. He's not going to be part of the club. I think it's a waste of time for players that are actually going to be at the club. But he had a good game, in the first half, with that cross. Oh, no, in the second half, early on, he kind of saved their tap-in goal, in my opinion. But I think he had an okay game. So I gave them both a 6, but I don't know. Like, even when I give them a 6, it's not sitting right. Then the midfield, Cambiasso, I gave Cambiasso a 6 because I don't think he had the best of games, but he tried. He tried to make things happen going forward. But with 10 men down and us sitting back, it was never gonna be easy. It was just never gonna be easy for him to make it happen. So I gave him a 6, and maybe potentially it should have been less because, like I said, the goal that we are saved was on Cambiasso twice. Like, he lets his man run and then he hesitates and leaves acres of space. Your man is gone. And instead of just closing down space, and forcing the Empoli player to make a different type of decision, he didn't do that. It was right to get him hooked off because he was kind of dead on his feet as well. But I gave him a 6. He wasn't terrible. McKennie, like, it's tough because I gave McKennie, Locatelli all 6s and Cambiasso, but like, when I watched that game, actually it should be 5.5s. Like, it wasn't good. I know we were down with 10 men, but the quality in midfield, and that I will go back to that one. When the debate was, do we need help in January? 100,000% did we need help in January. Forget about the money. There's no reason. The good vibe breakup. We need quality. We go down to 10 men, like, quality individual quality is gone. Unless he makes subs, there was no individual quality on that pitch. Against Salernitana down with 10 men, that midfield could not break them down. They don't have that killer pass. Like, McKennie, appreciate the hard work. I do. But he's, like, on the ball, he's just extremely limited. It's very basic. It's not going to change the game. Locatelli playing that deep, it's not going to change the game. So 6, but, like, overall, I don't think they weren't terrible, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, it was a very like it was a very, I don't know, boring performance. You know, very uninspired performance. You know, with sideways, nobody trying to play that killer pass or try to break them open. It was just so basic and kind of a bit of I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna hide a bit. I'm gonna play it simple and see if somebody else can change it. But yeah, man, 6, but it doesn't sit right to me. Miretti, 5. Um, Actually, like at Lecce had a disaster game. He didn't have a disaster game today. It was just that chance you need to put away. He wins that ball back brilliantly, and then he takes the touch is not 100%, and he gives the defender chance. A bit like the Vlahovic one a couple of weeks or months ago when he took that extra chance and gave the defender a chance to block that shot. That was kind of the same thing, you know. In front of goal, he's extremely low on confidence. It's not worrying in my opinion because he gets in the right areas of the pitch. It's just confidence. Like it needs to click because he gets like he is where he needs to be. It's just his end product is not good enough at this moment in time. So I'm not worried. I'm worried about that in terms of now. But long term, he will improve. But he needs to find that click. He needs to have that mindset that, okay, now it needs to happen, and it needs to happen consistently because you need to put that chance away. Overall, like in possession, he wasn't terrible. Like, and especially in that first half, we didn't have possession much after the red card. So it's very tough, difficult to rate players on that first half because we said you have the ball, we regroup in the second half. So that first half was kind of weird. You know, I'm going off ratings in the second half basically because that first half was very strange the way we played. You know, we didn't have the ball, so it's very tough to rate players on that first half. Kostic, 5.5. I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I forgot he was on the pitch. I do like. He like even with 10 men, like he offers nothing. Like he offers absolutely nothing going forward. He doesn't. You know, he doesn't beat his man. Even his crosses are non-existent. It goes over players. It doesn't go over an opponent. Like he's just not contributing, and I don't get it. You know, post game, Allegri's talking a lot of smack on YILDIZ for some weird reason, but somehow no talks about Kostic. Also, no journalists asking why is Kostic playing week in, week out, not making the difference. Even today or yesterday, he didn't make the difference. At one point, it was close to the end of the game. I was like, no, it wasn't close at the end of the game. It was before, a bit before Empoli scored, and he popped up. I was like, I forgot he was playing. I completely forgot Kostic was on the pitch. He doesn't offer anything. He absolutely does not offer anything. So 5.5 again. That's not the performances we need. Absolutely not. Vlahovic 7. It was extremely tough. Actually, I think playing with Milik from the beginning was already not a gift. Like it's just you're not gonna get the best out of Vlahovic. You're getting the best out of Vlahovic with YILDIZ lately because there's a lot of space. After the red card, it was fighting for your life. Try to hold up that ball, and he did very well, but it was not easy because there was no connection. Like how many times was he yelling at his teammates because they were not linking up? Like it's one thing to hoof that ball up, keep it in possession, and then look around and nobody is close to you. You're going to lose that ball. You're going to lose that battle all day long. He did very well, but at one point he was getting so pissed with Cambiasso and other players that they were not jogging on. It took ages before they reached a respectable point on the pitch where Vlahovic was like, okay, now I'm going to play you the ball. Like he did extremely well. So I give him 7. But that goal should have won it. It's not on him. He did what he had to do, and we should have won that game with his goal. Shit, how's that win? Whatever. But it's not on him. We should have won that game. Milik 0. No excuses. Like, no, I gave 1-0, and that was for Morata, and he had an absolute disaster class a year or 2 years ago. I think people will remember that game. That was the only 0 I gave. 0. Absolutely idiotic what he did. You know, I don't think it's reactionary when I said if I was Allegri, I would not play him as a starter from now until the end of the season because today you proved you do not understand the moment of the season. We're putting pressure on Inter, top of the league, they have a game in hand. You play them next week. You, a striker, 31 years of age, I don't know if he's 30, 31, whatever, minute 18 against a Serie B side, you make a random tackle like that in midfield for no good reason. I'm sorry, buddy. You're not in touch with the reality what's going on. Like, you're not in touch. Like, you're just not in touch. And maybe that's why that he never was that guy, that he played for Marseille and all those teams. Maybe that was the reason. I don't know. But he was not in touch with what was going around him. When people were saying he's better than Vlahovic, he needs to playing keen on Vlahovic when Vlahovic had a bad moment, that was blasphemy. Milik is a backup, a decent backup, and that's about it. You know, that's just about it. He's never, if somebody tells me we're gonna bench Vlahovic and we're playing Keane and Milik up top, wrap up the season. Like, forget about it. Just move on. And even if you don't like Vlahovic and if Vlahovic is not firing, these guys are backups, and that's about it. He did not understand the moment. He messed up. He let his teammates down. He let the fans down in a key moment of the season. Like, it couldn't be bigger than this, because now we're going into the Inter game with the mindset of, oh snap, we cannot miss. You know, we cannot afford a mistake anymore. We cannot afford a mistake, because Inter will probably win against Fiorentina, and even if they don't do, they're not going to drop points against teams like Empoli at home. They're just not going to do it. So 0, absolutely disgusting performance. You know, I'm still so confused why he did. The moment he made that tackle, I was like, that's a red card. Even before he went to VAR and before I saw the replay, I was like, that's a red card. Like, it made no sense. But yeah, the subs I give 5.5. I don't think he had going forward. You bring him on to have an impact going forward, but it wasn't the impact it should have been. Not all on him. I'm not gonna lie. He made a very good challenge at the end. Maybe should have been a 6 because he saved us the defeat, I guess. But he was not having the impact, in my opinion, he should have had. YILDIZ and Junior, and I'm not gonna give him a rating because it was disgusting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you bring him in with 12. You bring in YILDIZ with 12 minutes on the clock. The player that's playing very well when you are trying to win a game. Somebody in the comments explain to me what's that all about. When YILDIZ came on and Junior, it was the first time the entire game a player took on players and created space for others to run into. Went straight forward, didn't play it sideways and linking up play and trying to cross it in. That was the first time. And people were saying we didn't look like a team when YILDIZ and Junior came on. What game were you watching? We were awful from the minute Vlahovic scored. We had a good 8-minute spell where we put Empoli under pressure. Up to that point, until these players came on, we had absolutely zero control of that game. Nothing. Going forward, we were not even close to do anything. Only when YILDIZ and Junior came on, things changed, because it's more dynamic and whatever. Were we extremely close? No, but there was some sort of belief you could actually win that game up to that point. And people are blaming YILDIZ and Junior for throwing off the balance of the game. What balance? We were garbage. We were not going to score ever. It was not even getting close. We were not even reaching that box at all. Like, what are we talking about it? And then post-game, what Allegri had to say about YILDIZ is pointless. It's not needed. He praised YILDIZ, and now he comes out saying, he needed to relax because he was a bit flying, quote unquote, you know, something in that regard. He was good. He was good on the bench. And then he said he didn't play well at Lecce, and the media hyped him up. And that's why I need to keep players at bay. Absolute garbage. Lecce, YILDIZ was not bad at Lecce. The fact that instead of talking about Milik, he's trying to put YILDIZ a bit down to justify the Milik decision. That's what he's trying to do. And there's absolutely no need to do that to YILDIZ. Absolutely no need. He wasn't bad against Lecce. That's absolutely a lie. If you watch that Lecce game, everybody watched that Lecce game. Nobody came out of that Lecce game and was like, that was a bad game from YILDIZ. Nobody did that. There was no peep about it. The entirety of the week, he praised him post Lecce, and now he comes out saying he wasn't good at Lecce. That's why I didn't play him. Absolute garbage. Just admit you made a mistake by not starting him. That's what it is. There's no need to play 2 strikers up top against Lecce to try to bully them. There was absolutely no need ahead of that Inter game. But instead of doing that, you come out saying he wasn't good at Lecce. He was flying. The media was praising him. Absolute garbage. He's a good player. Let him play. Who cares what the media is telling him? He's playing well. Is he expecting from the media? That they're gonna shit on YILDIZ? That they're gonna say he's crap just to keep expectations down? He's playing well. He's getting praised. Live with it. Absolutely random and no need for that. And I'm so confused why he was doing that. But we didn't win the game. You know, it's not because, like, we should have won the game even with 10 men against Lecce. Like, it is what it is. It's a big step back. We have no choice now than to go to the Miazza and win. If you want to win the title, you need to go to Inter and win. Like, there's no ifs and buts now. You need to go out there and win. But we're going to talk about that the entirety of the week, obviously. I will have Alberto on from the Juve channel as well. I will put out those videos during the week. I will have Anthony on from the Inter channel, Inter Worldwide, to preview that game. So stay tuned for that. A lot of content this week because it's a big week, but it's bigger than maybe it was yesterday, you know, before the game. But it's also less bigger because I think a lot of people are like, oof, I think it's a bit of a reality check. We didn't lose, but it feels like a loss. But I don't know, like the vibe, I still believe that we can win it. Like, I still think it's not over. There's still a chance. However, Inter are the better team, and you're not making it easier on yourself. But that's something we're going to talk about in the coming days. Thanks for watching. Like the video. Let's get to 75, and I'll see you guys later on. Ciao.